Welcome back. Now it's time for our viewer poll review. Earlier this month, we asked you, did your rent go up recently? 31 of you said yes, and 100 said no. We also asked, does the Chinese spy balloon concern you? 149 of you said yes, and 54 of you said no. Thank you for participating in our viewer polls. Remember, you can always check out the latest viewer poll at Crossroads Today Plus. And finally, we welcome Jenny Stafford, CEO of Midcoast Family Services. Jenny, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
So we've talked before, and we're going to get right into this serious topic, which is about domestic and sexual assault violence here in the Crossroads. What kind of services do you provide for victims?
We provide a variety of services, and it can happen anywhere. Very often our services begin at the hospital. A victim may make a call to the law enforcement, and law enforcement will call us, or they'll go to the hospital and they'll call. And one of our advocates will be there to help them through the process, just to understand what's going on. Sometimes they even help with clothing and with transportation. And if it's an incident that's happened at their own home or somewhere that they're planning on returning to, they don't want to go home. And so we can help with residents as well.
And so something that's people don't think is common, but it happens. Men are also susceptible to domestic violence and sexual assault. Tell me a little bit about the men who may be in a sticky situation right now, but are, reluctant or maybe even embarrassed to come out and seek help.
Well, you said it right there. We think of men as being powerful and strong and able to overcome and save the world, but very often they end up trying to just bury whatever's happened in their past or what they're going through at the present. But we are actually seeing our numbers of men victims rise, and we hope it's because they're coming out more, not that it's happening more, but we certainly have resources for those individuals as well.
Okay, and it would have to do with, you said people are coming out more, so it has to do with relationships where it's men on men abusing.
It is men on men, but very often it may be an older woman and a younger man, or it's anything that is not agreeable on both sides is not okay. It's got to be consensual on both directions.
Absolutely. And so tell me about this crisis hotline that you guys offer.
Yeah, we have a 24-hour hotline, never closes. We always have a trained staff person answering, and even a backup, and that person can help the victim process what they're going through, perhaps safety plan, come up with what they're going to do to better themselves. And it doesn't matter if it's 2 in the morning or 2 in the afternoon. We're there and we're happy to answer their questions.
And how can the community support Midcoast Family Services?
Well, it's not cheap doing services 24 hours, and like I said, very often the needs of a victim may fall outside of what our resources allow. For instance, grants won't pay for sheets or towels or household items for a victim who may need to relocate. So having our community support is so important. Of course, they can go online always, but we're also having, we have a fundraiser throughout the year. We have different activities and always open to taking any kind of donation.
Any donations available? Any
donation. No one or too big or too small.
All right, well, Jenny, thank you so much for being with us. Again, thank you for the work you do and everything you put out in the community.
Thank you so much for your help.
Absolutely. And thank you for tuning into Community Crossroads. To learn more about today's guest and their stories, come to crossroadstoday.com. If you have a story idea, email me or the station. You can also catch Community Crossroads at crossroadstoday.com. Have a great weekend, Crossroads, and be safe.